Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6.
Our number one objective is America. We care about Venezuela. We want it to do well moving forward, but our number one objective here is America.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the United States wants to see a democratic transition in Venezuela. And that's after U.S. forces captured Nicolas Maduro and his wife, who are now in custody in New York. Good evening, I'm Rob King. While Maduro was seen by many as an authoritarian leader who violated human rights, the action to capture him and his wife has raised serious concerns about the U.S. violating international law. Hundreds gathered in Spain today in opposition to the U.S. military takeover in Venezuela and in Mexico. Protesters waved Venezuelan flags in front of the U.S. embassy. And here in the inland Northwest, some local leaders are questioning the administration's next steps. Washington Senator Maria Cantwell expressing that President Trump's actions with Venezuela raise more questions than answers. Is America going to be involved in running and stabilizing Venezuela? Eastern Washington Representative Michael Baumgartner spoke with the media this afternoon, voicing his support for the president's actions. He hopes this week the administration will give a clearer view as to what's next.
The U.S. military and carried out over the weekend with Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro was a great step towards making all of America safer, and particularly all of the Western Hemisphere, and certainly the people of Venezuela deserve much better than dictator Maduro.
Representative Baumgartner told us he expects to hear from the president's administration more on Tuesday as they meet with House Republicans. Maduro and his wife will appear in federal court on Monday. That's according to a Justice Department official. The two face several drugs and weapons charges. President Trump and his team claim it was a legal law enforcement operation, but the military mission had no congressional approval. Here's ABC's Matt Rivers with the latest.
This weekend's U.S. military operation that captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro now leaves many unanswered questions over the future of the country.
We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition.
The president, surrounded by his national security team Saturday, providing little explanation about what that will mean. Secretary of State Marco Rubio striking a slightly different tone, saying today the U.S. is running the direction of the country.
First of all, what's going to happen here is that we have a quarantine on their oil. That means their economy will not be able to move forward until the conditions that are in the national interest of the United States and the interest of the Venezuelan people are met. And that's what we intend to do.
President Trump, who campaigned on keeping America out of foreign conflict, did not rule out sending in U.S. troops.
We're not afraid of it. We don't mind saying it, but we're going to make sure that that country is run properly. We're not doing this in vain.
Congressional reaction to the military operation has been largely split among party lines, with some Republicans supporting the capture of Maduro, who now faces federal charges in the U.S., but top Democrats sounding the alarm.
We have learned through the years when America tries to do regime change and nation building in this way, the American people pay the price in both blood and in dollars.
Meanwhile, in a phone interview with The Atlantic, President Trump issuing a threat to Venezuela's interim president, Delcy Rodriguez, who was Maduro's vice president. Trump saying, quote, if she doesn't do what's right, she is going to pay a very big price, probably bigger than Maduro. And the president also indicated to The Atlantic that Venezuela may not be the only place to be met with U.S. intervention, adding, quote, we do need Greenland, absolutely, saying it's surrounded by Russian and Chinese ships. Matt Rivers, ABC News, Bogota, Colombia.
And we'll stream live coverage of President Maduro's appearance tomorrow as it's available. That's on KXLY+. And a drier Monday in store for the inland Northwest as many of us head back to work after the holidays. And Jason Valentine tracking the chances of snow on Tuesday, though.
Yeah, very good chance of it, Rob. I would say prepare, but enjoy tomorrow's mild Monday. Good evening, Rob. Good evening, everyone. Hope you've had a wonderful Sunday. 38 degrees right now for the Spokane region as we're starting to cool down, but we should be above or right at the freezing mark for most of our cities into our overnight period. Now, we have been dealing with a little residual shower activity activity after that morning showers we had across the way, but that has moved on. Lewiston, Pullman saw some showers right around 4 to 5 o'clock. We do expect to see some more shower activity into our evening and overnight period, but then we're going to be looking much drier for our Monday. But Tuesday is when we expect to see snow returning to all of our areas. About 1 to 3 inches expected in our valleys, and heavy snow is expected for our passes. So much so we have a winter storm watch for the Snoqualmie Pass area, Stevens Pass. That's from Tuesday morning to Thursday afternoon. Up to 30 inches of new snow could fall there. We have a winter storm watch for the Lookout Pass area in much of Montana. That's for Tuesday morning into Wednesday afternoon. So a lot going on with the snow, but we are staying warm. We're still going to be above our average for this time of year and above the freezing mark for the week ahead, at least for our highs, though our overnight lows after tonight will be below the freezing mark through next weekend. So again, off and on showers overnight should be pretty mild for Spokane, and looking at a dry Monday, but that snow is looming on Tuesday. I'll get into the timing of that in my first weather forecast coming up.
Jason, thanks. As the calendar flips to a new year, legislators from the inland Northwest packing their bags for Olympia and Boise. Idaho and Washington are set to kick off their legislative sessions in the coming weeks. And Hunter Bertram joins us with what we know so far about priorities this session. Hunter?
Yeah, good evening, Rob. Tomorrow, Idaho legislators will gather for the new session. Unlike Washington, where lawmakers can pre-file bills, Idaho's action starts once they convene. So expect a busy week ahead in Boise. Meanwhile, let's explore some key measures on the table in Washington as their session begins next Monday. Senate Bill 5854 aims to keep sexually violent predators locked up unless they show remorse and complete treatment. This bipartisan bill responds to the recent release of Spokane's South Hill rapist, Kevin Coe. Meanwhile, House Bill 2119 wants to end daylight saving time, citing negative health impacts. Past legislative efforts failed, but the push continues. House Bill 2147 seeks increased school funding, claiming that inflation has outpaced current resources. Some lawmakers assert that additional funds are necessary to restore purchasing power for materials, supplies, and operational costs. And some Washington lawmakers are working to reverse last session's new taxes, specifically the tax on the sale and purchase of gold, silver, and precious metals, with 3 bills filed to reinstate its tax exemption. Another bill aims to reverse the nearly 100% tax on nicotine products that just went into effect. Though not pre-filed, Washington lawmakers are also eyeing a proposal to lower the legal blood alcohol limit for drivers from 0.08 to 0.05%. This follows a presentation by the Washington Traffic Safety Committee last month, highlighting stalled progress and reducing impaired driving fatalities. Rob, there's a lot on the horizon with Washington's short session this year. We expect bills to move quickly or be shelved just as fast. In studio, Hunter Bertram for News Now.
All right, Hunter, thanks. And don't go away. 4 News Now will be back with sports after the break. Reporter Mia Green have the full preview on the matchup between the Lions and the Bulldogs. And stick around for a story of a rescue kitten now going viral. The message her owner hopes viewers take away. That's coming up next on 4 News Now.
Looking forward to that. And we do have snow impending as we get into Tuesday. But let me get you ready for your Monday and my first alert weather forecast. You're watching 4 News Now at 6 o'clock. We hope to see you right after the break.
Plan your day with Matt Gray, only on
4 News Now is brought to you by Orchard Crest Retirement and Assisted Living.
Right now, you could help make life-changing wishes come true for local kids with critical illnesses. 4 News Now is teaming up with Make-A-Wish for the Wishes in Flight Mileage Drive to help local kids like Hazel.
I swam with the mermaids. Thank you to Make-A-Wish.
Scan the QR code or visit KXLY.com today and donate your miles or points and help wishes take flight.
Every mile makes a kid smile.
Let's make wishes take flight together.
Help kids like me.
In a noisy advertising world, we make you heard. Seven radio stations, ABC4, 4 News Now, and Phase 3 Digital. We create your strategy, content, future. The result, more customers, more sales, more growth for your business. Let's create your next breakthrough campaign. KXLYBrands.com, the perfect match for your business.
In the heart of the inland Northwest, some crimes leave scars that never fade.
Women were afraid to even go out in the backyard.
Brutal attacks, killers who hid in plain sight.
Murders seemingly committed just for the sport.
4 News Now revisits the darkest moments in Spokane history.
Someone just wanted to hurt people.
Decades-old mysteries, shocking twists, justice finally served. Watch the 509's most notorious crimes. Episode streaming now, only on KXLY+.
Did Santa leave you some Christmas cash? I'm Kirsten O'Connor. On my next Money Saving Monday, I'll share some easy investment ideas, creative savings options for kids and teens, and how to avoid common scams. Tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest.
Everybody loves Raymond on MeTV.
One of these days you'll turn around and I won't be here.
Watch MeTV, weeknights at 9 over the air on KXLY 4.2.
What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. Every single one of us can make the stars align. Because when we come together, hope and joy will shine.
4 News Now is brought to you by CARD, the Center for Asbestos-Related Diseases.
Welcome into sports. We have a lot of hoops action across the inland Northwest tonight, but kicking things off with the Gonzaga Bulldogs, who are back in the kennel to host LMU. The Zags come into this matchup with an overall 15-1 record, 3-0 in conference play. They're riding a wave of momentum after a gritty win over Seattle U. In that game, the Zags had 3 players reach double figures, Braden Huff leading the way with 28 points. Graham Ike and Tyon Grant Foster also made an impact with 24 and 19 points each. As for their opponent, LMU, the Lions are sitting at 10-6 overall and 1-2 in conference play, fresh off a close loss to Washington State. History between these two programs favors Gonzaga. The Bulldogs have dominated this series with 50 wins to LMU's 4 all-time, including a 20-point win in their last meeting. We'll have full highlights and post-game reactions tonight at 11. And for Gonzaga women's hoops, they were on the road today to face Santa Clara. For the first few minutes, the two teams traded blows, but the Broncos pulled ahead. The Bulldogs didn't quite let them off easy. Betancourt feeds to freshman Lauren Whitaker, who's been on fire, and her shot is good despite all that contact in the paint. Santa Clara pulled away with a 5-point lead at the half, 39-34, but the Zags just kept fighting. Anytime the Broncos would take the lead, another feed to Whitaker. She's in the paint again, and it was good. Another and one for Whitaker. The Santa Clara Broncos went on to win that one for a final score of 77-73, just barely knocking off the Bulldogs, which snapped their 5-game win streak. Up next, the Gonzaga women's hoops team will host the Portland Pilots on January 10th with tip-off in the kennel at 2 p.m. Shooting things over to Washington State, the women's team was on the road to face Seattle U. Malia Rude goes for the 3. She misses, but Alex Colville was right there. The putback shot was good. Wazoo played a tight game with the Redhawks throughout the whole first half. Rude feeds to Eleanor Villa. Her shot is up and in. The Cougs and the Redhawks battled it out throughout the remainder of the game, and the Cougs looked to make a play with a great shot right here by Colville, who has been absolutely on fire today. This game put the Cougs back in the win column. Final score from Seattle was 73-69. 2 players reached double figures. Alex Colville led the way with a booming 26 points. Up next, Washington State women's team will host the Oregon State Beavers on Thursday, January 8th, with tip-off set for 6 p.m. As for the men's hoops, the Cougs are over at the Spokane Arena tonight to host the Oregon State Beavers. Wazoo enters the night 7-9 overall and 2-1 in WCC play. They're coming off of a 78-76 win over LMU. In that game, 4 players reached double figures. Rahari Favors led the way with 17 points. As for their opponent, the Oregon State Beavers come into this game with an evened out 8-8 overall record, and they sit at 2-1 in WCC play. The Beavers are fresh off of a loss to Pacific on Friday. Historically, these two teams have met over 300 times, one of college basketball's longest series, with Oregon State holding the all-time edge. These two teams are squaring off right across the street from us. Here's the latest from Spokane Arena. About 8 minutes left in this one. Washington State leads 66-55. And kicking things over to the NFL, last night the Seattle Seahawks turned in a huge performance, rolling to a 13-3 victory over the San Francisco 49ers. The Hawks defense gave the 49ers no breathing room, limiting them to 173 yards, the lowest in a regular season game under head coach Kyle Shanahan. With the win, the Seahawks clinched the NFC West title and grabbed the #1 seed in the NFC playoffs. Head coach Mike McDonald spoke about the pride he feels in his team after the victory.
And obviously just incredibly proud of our team. All the things that we've been working at since we walked in the door, especially this year, is coming to life, you know. Just incredibly proud of them. They played incredibly hard. They played together, played complementary football. Each phase picked each other up. It was a great game. It was a great game. So.
The Seahawks await the lowest seeded wildcard team in the divisional round to host them at Lumen Field. 4 News Now will be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Fred Meyer always gives you more ways to save, like low prices in every aisle. Plus, you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the app and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. Discover more ways to save big. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
Why is a touchless wash best? Touchless doesn't smack and beat your vehicle with rags and raw brushes with the risk of scratches. Instead, we have multiple nozzles that deliver powerful 800 PSI water jets, covering everything from the sides, the roof, and even the undercarriage. Our mixtures remove dirt, grime, and those nasty, nasty street chemicals.
Car Wash Plaza, it's the best in the Northwest.
For pain in multiple spots like here, here, or here, Salonpas patches stick firmly and remove comfortably once your pain is gone. Salonpas. It's good medicine.
Landowners in the Inland Northwest know when it comes to power, performance, and reliability, nothing beats a Coyote tractor from Jordan Sales and Service. Family owned and trusted for over 25 years, Jordan Sales and Service helps you tackle any property with Coyote tractors, zero-turn mowers, UTVs, and skid steers built for real work. Our full-service parts and service department keeps your Coyote tractor running strong every season. Visit Jordan Sales and Service, your home for Coyote tractors, and unbelievable hometown service.
It's time for football. Ready to pony up for streaming? For Thursday games, that's on Prime. For Christmas Day football, do you have Netflix? Want to watch your team on the road? Do you have YouTube TV? Cha-ching, you might shell out $50 a month, and that's just the beginning. Good thing we have local TV stations bringing us games for free. Live, local, things you love. Text TV to 39179 and let's keep football free.
No crime scene, no suspects, and no backstory. The only clue? DNA, given to a woman in Spokane who volunteered to follow it. One woman's lifelong passion turned her into SPD's secret weapon. Wednesday on 4 News Now.
Fred Meyer always gives you more ways to save, like low prices in every aisle. Plus, you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the app and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. Discover more ways to save big. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
Welcome back. Well, one kitten in Lincoln, Nebraska, hopping her way into the hearts of animal lovers around the world. Now, this video of Lil Bit bouncing around her newly adopted home has been played more than 1 million times. Lil Bit is a blind rescue cat, and her animal shelter says it hopes her story will inspire others to do the same. I always like when I see like a 3-legged dog or a blind cat. I was like, that's a cool, unique animal to have.
Yes,
I like
that. Looks okay, and I think hopping maybe ran into a few things, so it's trying to get over it. I don't know. But
it's a little bit squirrely.
Yeah, a little bit, exactly. Let's take a look outside. Let's get you ready for the week ahead. Rob, I got a lot of folks heading back to work and school tomorrow for the first time in a while. So
hopefully not too bad for them.
We are looking at a nice Monday ahead. Spokane, you're looking at 38, Coeur d'Alene 42, and we have a mild overnight period, though we do have some more showers on the way. So a warm Sunday today, Cooler temps, though, will be taking grip as we get to Tuesday, just not as cool as we saw 2 weeks ago. Snow returns on Tuesday, and yes, heavy mountain snow is definitely on the way, especially on Tuesday. So on our radar, we had a few more showers coming through Lewiston and even Pullman area, but that's all moving off into the east. But we do have more shower activity on the way. As we head into our evening hours, kind of widespread showers, and some of these could be in the form of rain-snow mix, especially St. Mary's area, Colville, Republic. Then we'll see widespread shower activity, and again, more rain-snow mix, Bonners Ferry, Sandpoint. That'll move along and be out here pretty darn quick. So for your Monday, we're going to look at a pretty mild day with some sun breaks, just like we saw today. But as we get to Tuesday morning, we are going to be looking at widespread snow, and that's going to stick around, it looks like, until the early evening hours. And again, right on the periphery for Spokane, Coeur d'Alene of rain snow mix to snow, but we could see 1 to 3 inches of snow in our valley. Then that'll be moving along, and we'll be looking at returning just bits and pieces on Wednesday, especially into the afternoon. We have a 40% chance on Thursday of more of that snow to rain snow mix. Now for our mountain passes, we are looking pretty darn good today. We will be looking good tomorrow as well. But look at this. Again, they're in a winter storm watch starting Tuesday morning. 1 to 2 feet of new snow expected Tuesday to Thursday. Again, the bulk of that will be Tuesday for Stevens and Snoqualmie Pass. 4th of July, 5 to 10 inches, 8 to 15 inches for Lookout. So if you're traveling over the passes, either do it tomorrow or wait until later on in the week. So current temperatures, mostly 40s, 38 though for Spokane, 39 for Ritzville. We're just a touch cooler for some of our areas. Look at Pullman, 6 degrees cooler than last night at this time, but Coeur d'Alene, 8 degrees warmer. We should be just a skosh cooler tomorrow for our Monday. Overnight lows, we are at or above the freezing level for most of our areas, save for Moses Lake and Wenatchee and Winthrop and Omak. But we could see a little bit of rain-snow mix again. Kellogg, Sandpoint area, but more shower activity for some of our areas. Winds have slowed down after gusts around mid-20s today for Spokane. We don't expect too much wind overnight, so keep an eye out for some hampered visibility. So taking a look at our 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, again, some sun breaks, 40 degrees. That snow hits on Tuesday, and we'll be looking at off and on snow into Thursday. By the time we get to our next weekend, we'll be warmer, back to the lower 40s and drier. Overnight lows will be below just so the freezing mark for the week ahead. So folks returning to work and school tomorrow, should be a mild Monday, but get ready for early snow Tuesday.
All right, Jason, thanks. The Moscow Fire Department has noticed a notable increase in call volume over the past several years. Now, this weekend, the fire department shared a report highlighted its annual emergency response statistics. 2024 marked a significant increase in incidents, followed by a further increase in 2025. And this past year marked the highest call volume in the department's history, with a little more than 3,000 calls. The department says it will use this data to support future planning, resource allocation, and budget discussions for the upcoming budget year. As winter sets in, most people probably putting their bikes away until the spring, but there's one dedicated group of winter cyclists who are preparing to hit the trails even when they're covered in snow.
We're out here fat biking on Canfield Mountain. I got a ton of snow last few days, so I'm gonna go see what we can do. So this is part of its Forest Service property, and it's been a recreational area for forever. Fat biking is basically modified mountain bikes. They're built around really big tires, so that allows you to ride on top of groomed snow or somewhat packed snow. Feels like single track in the summertime, but you're in the middle of winter, cruising down a snowy, beautiful snowy trail. When it gets this deep, sometimes it gets really tough. But it is always fun to be out in the snow. And so certain trails are better for deep snow than others. It's safe to say that it's always a lot of work, but it's fun work. Most bike shops will have 1 or 2 demo bikes or rentals. I know we do a vertical earth, and I'm pretty sure all the other bike shops around do. It is a little different skill riding a fat bike. You have to just drop the tire pressure down to the point where you can ride on the snow. that it's so beautiful up there. You get up there on top of the mountain and get just the huge vistas. And yeah, it can be really nice.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Craig Swap & Associates.
Looking for high quality and low prices? Then Furniture Row's 5-day New Year super sale is for you. That's 5 days where the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, no limit. 5 days to score amazing deals on living, dining, bedroom, and much, much more. Plus, make your cash go further with 60 months no-interest financing and no down payment. But don't wait. The 5-day New Year's super sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
Did you know that Spokane Hyperbaric Center uses oxygen to reduce pain, inflammation, and swelling?
I didn't know that.
Did you know that hyperbaric oxygen therapy promotes new blood vessel growth, fights infection, and releases more stem cells from your bone marrow?
I didn't know that.
Would you like to know if Spokane Hyperbaric Center is the right choice for you? Go to hyperbarichope.com to find out.
Spokane Hyperbaric Center gave us hope. And now you know.
This card is going to be the ticket to the rest of your career. Welcome to American Idol University.
American Idol is back.
We're heading to Nashville
to find the best undiscovered talent.
I can't believe people like you still walk through that door.
This is going to be my favorite class of the year. I will think about you probably for the rest of my life. I didn't think I'd ever get to be somewhere like this.
American Idol premieres Monday, January 26 on ABC and Hulu.
You expect more from local news. 4 News Now delivers, not just in the newsroom, but in the community. We're doing the work, listening to you, asking questions, and getting the answers you need to help keep your family safe. We're the friendly faces you see first thing in the morning and at the end of your day. We're the people you trust on your screens and in real life. And we'll always be there when you need us. It's what we mean when we say, expect more on 4 News Now.
Want to change a life? Start with a wagging tail. Guide Dog Foundation is looking for volunteer puppy raisers. Everyday heroes who teach basic skills, give lots of love, and prepare future guide dogs for a lifetime of service. No experience needed, just time, patience, and heart. Before they can guide, they need you by their side. Visit raiseapuppy.org to learn more.
Welcome back on this Sunday evening. Let's get you ready for your Monday. Going to see highs right around the 40-degree mark. Light winds. Could even see a little bit of fog tonight into tomorrow morning. Again, we do expect a little bit of shower activity late tonight, but tomorrow should be staying dry, even some clearing into the evening hours, maybe seeing that moon. But as we get into our Tuesday, expect to see snow return, especially in the mountains. If you're traveling over the passes, you may want to think about doing it tomorrow.
All right, Jason, thanks. Did Santa leave some cash under the tree this year? Financial experts say you could choose to save it, spend it, or share it, but what's the best way for your kids to make the most out of their holiday windfall? Kirsten O'Connor sat down with a financial expert from STCU to talk about how to get your kids set up for their financial futures and avoid any fraud concerns. That's in a new Money Saving Monday tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest. Jason, we've been doing a lot of these Money Saving Mondays every week. Kirsten does a great job with them, but they're really good at digesting complex financial jargon and making it easy for people to understand.
Yeah, not dumbing it down, but helping us understand it.
But especially in finance, there's initialisms and all sorts of shorthand for stuff, and it can get complicated, so I appreciate it.
I wish Santa brought me money.
I'll take it. I'll bring you money.
Okay, thanks, Rob.
Thanks for watching 4 News Now. We'll see you at 11.
Sign up for the 4 News